We've gone live, so thank you very much for joining us, and it might be that you are our first ever viewer on Facebook. And however, if Facebook fails you, nip over to YouTube and it would have fallen over there as well. So we're under a considerable amount of pressure this evening, but with pressure becomes great responsibility, and we've given you this week the card for eFIXX so you can go off and spend as much money as you want, Gordon, and you went crazy, didn't you?
I did, I was hoodwinked actually. Because, you know, social media is like the tease you with new things. The Milwaukee Cable Stapler.
Okay.
Yeah? Now, I saw it out there, and there has been a problem. Nobody's got any staples for it.
Okay.
But I saw an advert that said staples in stock, cable stapler in stock. So I bought it.
Right, brilliant. Okay, so we've got that here. So that's going to be one of the two things that you went shopping for. We're going to have a look in a minute on hand cam about it.
We'll have a look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay.
Well, might as well call it down. It's here.
Call it down. No. You're going to be on. You're on the button. Presses on. We'll introduce our guests as we go through. We're not being rude. They knew this wouldn't happen. We'll bring in Wobbly Cam. So let me find Wobbly Cam over here. Going to help me here, Zach. So you've got to come down on your knees. We're going to be looking up there at the camera. Come down here, Zach. So just look up at the camera, and we're going to say, "Tool." You're not helping me. That's why it isn't moving, Zach. Okay. So try again, young man. Tool. Dignity's in the bin. Tool. No. Oh yes, yes. Well done. Well done. Hey. Oh, we're in for a tool.
Oh, and here it is. This is the Milwaukee Cable Stapler, or as we know it, the most expensive torch we've ever seen. And it's the thing, power tools these days, that you buy them, it's always the bare tool. Yeah,
when you say bare tool, you mean you get none of the things you really need to make it work, like, for instance, a battery and a charger?
Yeah, you don't get a battery or a charger,
okay.
Which, if you're not a Milwaukee user, particularly on the M12 battery...
Oh, that's that tiny tinky one, isn't it? Let's have a quick look. Let's bring your hand cam in. So what are you doing now?
So there's the tool. So this is what you get when you buy the tool.
Well, that looks considerably smaller than the ones we've used before. We do like the Dewalt one, something you call Dewalt, which is the wrong name for it.
Yeah, so we've got the Dewalt, and it is, I would say, lighter than Dewalt because it uses this smaller battery that doesn't come with the tool.
Okay.
And that just clicks in there. It's the one we had on the soldering iron that we don't like. It gets too hot, and you put the staples in there.
All right, can you drop a few in for us and see in action?
No, because it doesn't come with any staples.
No, you told me earlier on you bought the one with staples.
I ordered it with staples. I had order confirmation with staples.
Brilliant.
So I was all excited early in the week, and then I got a message from the contact centre at ITS.
Okay.
Yeah, contact centre, that's what they call it these days. Customer service, you might know this in the past.
Okay, yeah, customer services. And what
they said, we've removed it from your order and we're not taking back orders for it, which basically means no, you're not getting the staples. And don't expect us to send them if we ever get them. So we've got this what I would call a torch. And, so it's got an LED in the front, as all tools do these days, but we've got an LED and not particularly powerful LED, and that's it. So we're really looking forward to using this tool.
Okay. So yeah, but no, I've got to get out of jail card, because obviously we've used the Dewalt one, something you called incorrectly the Dewalt one.
Yeah.
And surely we can just pop those staples in. We've still got left over from the Dewalt one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a bit like batteries these days. Yeah. You know what happens? You buy a battery for a tool, you can't use it on any other tool. We've got the Milwaukee kettle. We'll come to that later. So you cannot use Dewalt staples.
Right.
In the Milwaukee.
Now that reminds me, because that's true. Yeah, so back in my day, and well before yours, because I think you were probably using the old buckle clips when you were out on tools. We had these things here, okay, and they are called hammers, okay. This is a hammer here, and this is a box of clips here. And you used to have to marry the two together. So this hammer here, however old it looks, I would suggest it one of your new tools, Gordon. Yeah, and the box of clips, they work perfectly together. And then what happened? Bought out an electrician's hammer, and that's what they did here. We've reviewed it before.
You didn't think you needed an electrician's hammer until someone invented one.
No, electrician's hammer. You can even use the butt, and look out for a video coming out really shortly about these things here. Drawback is you can't use them with the original clips, so you have to buy specialist clips to go with your Weeha hammer. Yeah. So why would the staples be any different, Gordon?
That's it, and that's they're following suit on that. So I think that that's not a good idea. But even putting a few in the box with the tool would have been good. Wouldn't
what, sprinkling?
Just treat us. You know, it's like you get a printer. Yeah. They always give you a half-empty cartridge. And you're going to end up spending more than the cost of the printer.
On cartridges.
On cartridges. Which, speaking of the cost of clips, we put this out on Instagram early on Monday. Obviously, had a bit of a rant. I was excited in the morning.
You were excited.
Ready to go with it. And someone said you can get them from another online seller.
Oh, so we've got some.
No. Because he was on holiday, so it wasn't shipped until he got back from holiday. A wedding or something. Family wedding.
Okay.
Yeah. The price on ITS for staples,
Yep.
I think was £16 plus VAT.
Okay, well, that's doable.
Someone was trying to sell the staples for 40 quid.
Wow.
£40 a box.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Highway robbery, we could say, Gary.
With a Dick Turpin about that,
With the
isn't
Dick
there?
Turpin.
Yeah. Okay, at least he wore a mask and asked you forcefully to be party from your money. So you didn't buy any at 40 quid.
Not yet. But
So let's just get it right then. So we've bought. You've got the card. You've bought a tool.
Yeah.
Very expensive torch. You've used the battery. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That we already had.
Yeah.
On the soldering iron that gets too hot. People notice you said too hot as well.
Yeah.
Say in the comments.
Yeah.
Having a soldering iron get too hot. Check out that review. And you didn't think to go the extra mile and just get those so we could actually have a play with it.
Well, I tried to, but nobody's.
40 quid.
Well, yeah, but he's not back off holiday yet. Oh, he's back today, so I might have to order them tomorrow if they're in stock. But then you find out, yeah. But I think I am expecting big things from this because I think it's actually quite good.
All right. Okay. Well, talking of quite good. Let's refresh our memory. Well, hello. Oh, hello. Refresh your memory. Siri's going to refresh my memory of when we were on site looking at the Dewalt cable stapler, because I was on site with the lovely MJ Electrical just a few days ago, and here we go. Here's it in action. We absolutely love it. Obviously, most of the buildings now are timber framed. I've got a lot of wood in there, and we're in with that old Dewalt cable stapler. I won't show you what he's standing on because it is lethal as he's hanging off the side of a ladder.
Them,
yeah, look at that. It just does the job, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Get in there. Few nice little clips, and I'd say that's a little bit larger than the one we've
I
got.
reckon it's half the height because it used the full size battery.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, so I think the battery's down here. So
Yeah.
the tool, so it's a bigger tool.
Be interesting to see how many staples you could do.
Yeah, Nick, have a try with that.
You got his name right? Yeah, all night.
Neville.
Gordon's
Neville
been not
Neil.
getting Nick's name right, have you? Okay. And it's rubbed off on me and Zach, so it's good, isn't
It's a bit of kit. I'll give it that.
Fancy that, do you? Yeah, fancy a bit of kit.
So now you've tried the tooling. You've got the job behind us. We've got the tool wall.
Yep.
We haven't featured for a while.
Let's come up with this one then. Yep.
You've got. Do you think it's going to be great, which means it goes at the top near the Weeha hammer, which is up there, or is it a gimmick and it goes all the way down there near the Makita coffee machine down the bottom, which
No, I'm
seems to
going
have
to be.
slipped up
I'm halfway swayed here. I don't
halfway?
Oh, on the fence, are you?
Yeah. I'm an old school. I'll pick a hammer over the auto guns.
Oh, you've still got a raw plug tool and a hand
I
drill
have
then, have you? You
indeed.
don't use battery drills or anything like that?
Well, not to that extent anyway.
No, okay.
Old school.
So old school. Talking of old school, Gordon. Yeah, are you happy? Tell your face it then.
Like
Come on
it,
then. Yeah, all
Well,
good
trying
stuff.
to work with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, imagine it in reverse. Okay, so that's the first of your purchases. You bought half a piece of kit with.
Well, obviously you go online shopping,
What?
and people tease you in the basket, don't they?
Oh.
It's like people who bought this tool also bought this.
Okay, and anyone who's been following the channel for a while, and I recommend you checking it out. I've done a review on the Makita coffee machine. Okay, I love a cup of coffee. We bought it. I was very excited. It's a good review. It's #1 on Google search. I think you'll find, won't you?
It
It's
is.
definitely worth a little bit of a watch. I've been called a lot of things sarcastic. Come up
Oh,
many
yeah, it's
times.
great. I love reading the
Many
comments
times
of
I
that
get a
video.
bit sarcastic
Yeah.
on that one. But we've now obviously we spent some time playing around with this today, didn't we?
We have, and later on the show we're going to actually use this.
Oh no, you're not going to. No, are we?
Yeah.
How much juice you got in those batteries?
They're fully charged.
Fully charged. Well, that because you need two
There's
in order
two.
to make
There's
yourself a
loads.
beverage.
So we'll
Okay.
come- we'll
And will it
come
make
up with
one beverage? I
We're
wonder?
going to find out.
Oh,
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
But we've got some guests, Gary.
Have we? When are they coming?
Well, I don't know. We can. We've got Zak here.
Let's introduce Zach then. So, hi Zach, how are you? Do
I'm fine, thanks, yourself.
you want to say a little bit about yourself? Hang on a second. Let's
What's
wait.
your name and where
Wait a
you
second.
from?
Wait. Take your best get it. Half a job here, Nigel. Okay. So, okay, guests then. Gordon, introduce our guests for us.
So we've got Zach
Yeah, we've
from
got Zach.
Sevadis.
Sevadis.
Because we haven't been saying it right.
That's
That's
why
why
we're
we're
all there wrong as well.
Oh, did we be getting names wrong? We get
Yeah.
companies.
So what does
names wrong.
Sevadis do?
EV charging,
All right.
full turnkey solution.
Oh, turnkey. Sounds expensive.
Could be.
And we've got Nick, or as Gary's been called, Neil, all day.
Yeah, Nick and
Yeah.
Neil. Nigel's on his way.
From EV Wales, along with Neville. Yeah, and what do EV Wales do?
Yeah, EV Wells. We all things renewable, EV chargers, battery storage, and solar.
Oh, you're a bit short of work at the minute, aren't you? Is that
No,
where you've come
yeah,
up today? Is it?
scratch
Loads of
around.
free time.
Yeah, that's it. Struggling for work, but no, it's good. Good industry, it's booming. So
You also have another side business as well, don't you?
yeah, I'm co-owner in EV Tower. So
Okay.
we do all things that support the EV industry, and like I said, that's where me and Zach have met and continue to develop.
Okay, so as always, we want your comments in. Now, in order to get into the register, you have to leave a comment. Now, they're at the top. We'll just flash them on. They can give us a wave. Give us a wave up there. Yeah, and there they are. Look at them. Yeah, look, eventually. Yeah, like time delay.
We've got another guest up there.
Yeah, we have. Who's that other guest up there? Is that Sultana up there?
Oh,
yeah,
gets
you
the
remember
name
the young
right.
lady's name? Yeah, I've done all right with that. Neville's a bit harder to remember, but the rest of them are all good. Now, they're up there busily waiting for the comments to come in, and when the comments come in, Rick's created himself a little bit of software that he can give people a shout out between them. Is that right, boys? Up there, just give us a wave if you say yes. Yes. There's no delay in here. You're in the same room as we're in, yeah? So you get up earlier on the wave. It's like being in Australia, isn't it? So make sure you get the comments in, and we're going to be talking EV tower, and we're going to look at that in the aspect of commercial EV, because we believe there's still a lot of money to be hunted down in that market as we move forward. We've obviously got Gary's Swap Shop, and we will need one of you to obviously do the word. And as I can only remember Zak's name, Simon, I'm going to have to go with him. So in order to play along with Gary's Swap Shop, and we know what happens is obviously you put the keyword in, okay, and when you put the keyword in, and you must spell it correctly, so people have been using emojis and all kinds of things like that in the past. So please don't, because our little program will only pick out the correctly spelt word, so don't try and shorten it or anything like that. So I think I'll let you this time. You can choose, Zak. I'll put the camera on you. Look straight into that camera. And for Gary's Swap Shop, what's the keyword going to be?
Today's keyword is Dick Turpin.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming. So I've just said don't use emojis. So I really apologise there. Please do not use emojis. It's Dick Turpin.
Yeah. The highway robbery again.
Yeah,
It's like
well,
people
thinks-
trying to rob
I
you
love
for
it.
staples for power tools.
Well, let's make the complete circle. Then if you're one of the two lucky people who pulled out at the end, I'll show you the prizes in a minute. I will want a cable clip of some type. So if you send in a buckle clip, obviously
Ooh.
Gordon will be rushing over for that. I've got some
Yeah.
at home still.
They're coming back.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because they're metallic and non-combustible.
Yeah.
We've gone full circle.
Yeah.
If you can send me a cable clip in the post, obviously we'll send you some out. We've still got a 50% hit rate. We sent a set of screwdrivers out to an apprentice who sent us a lovely letter, didn't we? You shouted him out on social media or on Instagram, didn't you?
I did earlier in the week. Dan the Sparky in training.
And we've got Doug the Plug as well to look at a bit later on if
Plug
Doug's on.
in.
So I'm going to have a little look in here. Could you do me the favour? It'll be the guest cam. We'll do this guest cam. So let's bring this in. So for Gary's Swap Shop, you've got the following coming your way if you're lucky enough to be pulled out at the end. You've got your own mug. It's not Doug the Plug mug. It's a I like the way you added a little bit of drama to that one, Simon. Brilliant. Okay. And he's everywhere. And your mate.
Oh, Trev.
Yeah, Big T and his thermos flask.
He's on.
Yeah, is he on? It seems to be a drinking theme here, Big T. Sorry I didn't get back to you today, Big T. I will do. What else? Oh, look. It's nearly September. Our good friend Andy at Safe for September, all about safe isolation, or chucked in a safe isolation kit. And we've got the wonderful Eddy Current hat as well. So that's what you can win this week on Gary's Swap Shop. So we know what we've got to do. If you're a regular viewer, you're already putting the words in. I just need to be reminded what those words are. So what's the words, please, Zak?
Dick Turpin.
Dick Turpin. Okay, brilliant. So that's for Gary's Swap. There's two of those to win as well. You've got some good stuff to give away later on as well, haven't you, Gordon?
I have.
Right, so what's happening with the race hall this week? Is it a single, a triple, a double? What are we on?
It's double this week, so we've got Giovanni and John from Lewden. So Giovanni is the managing director of Lewden Pallet Zone. He was on a few weeks ago, and we had the instance with the pineapple on pizza. So we sorted that one out. Do you like pineapple on a pizza?
Absolutely not.
No,
No, it doesn't belong on a pizza.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah, Nick.
I don't think it's got to Wales yet.
Has it not? Pineapple on pizza? No, the Hawaiian deep pan hasn't made it to Wales. Well, there you go. And I was
This Nick character.
No, I don't know. Pasta.
yeah, and I was out with Giovanni a couple of weeks ago, and the Italian restaurant he took me to, yeah, they did have pineapple available on the pizza.
Okay. Again, in the comments, are you a pineapple fan for pizzas or not? Remember, we're going to be doing the register very shortly, so the more comments you get in there, the more chance you'll get pulled out on the algorithm.
Yeah, and obviously the pineapple on the pizza was priced at $149.99 cash up front.
Oh, right,
So I
okay.
thought it was a great bit of humour
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
restaurant there.
that is classic. That is. Why didn't you take a photograph? That was a great social media post.
No, I
Done.
ordered it. Giovanni was paying, so I'll have that.
I'd just like to say for the record again, it was another night out for you, Giovanni. I was busy, wasn't I, that night, wasn't I? You managed to
were.
pick the week I was on holiday.
You were in
the week you were
Middlesbrough.
on holiday, I had a list, massive long list. I had to get a video a day out. Not
Yeah.
quite the same when I was away. So, yeah, funny how the
Favouritism
how the
going.
cookie crumbles around.
So anyway,
there,
there's
isn't it?
plenty of Dick Turpins coming in.
Okay,
And
so-
Big Ash is asking who this Big T is.
Big
Thinks
T.
it's competition.
Yeah.
Who is Big T?
He's programmed into my phone as Big T. How tall would you say Big T straps out at?
Oh, he's up there.
5'2", 5'3"?
Got to be.
Got a bit. I bet he's 5'3" with his little lift ups on his Cuban heel. It's the first time since I think about 1984 I've seen a man in a Cuban heel.
Stackers, they call them these days.
Oh, they stack up. No, this was a little Cuban heel. Yeah.
I think you can buy shoes that actually hide it as well.
Yeah, you can, but he's not quite there yet.
So watch out, Gary's shrunk actually. There's a video coming up soon where you'll see Gary's. As you get older, you tend to shrink. And,
I've overcome that in several videos now. I've got a little trick of overcoming that, and it's not a camera trick either. All right, okay. Are we ready for the register, folks? I'm going to turn your mics on up there. You're going to be coming live, and let's go over and listen to the register.
Off you go then, Joe.
Hi everyone, about time again. Hope you're all well and having a wonderful evening wherever you are in the world. Not that many tonight, we've got quite a few of the regulars. We've got 4 new people. So let's kick it off. So first of all, we've got early years learning is fun in there, nice and early.
Yeah, Mrs. Hayes.
Yeah, hello. We've got Sean Dempsey, Ollie, Carl Robson, Sean the Spark, Terry Moore, Billy Torrey, Sockets, Harry Richard Brook. He gave a super chat. I'm not sure why the lights didn't change. We've got to mention that when we get back to you down there. The UK Spark, Ashley Williams, Dan Sparky in training, James Kane, Sparky, 400T, Brian Hewitt, EV Blocks, ex-Forces Electrician, and then hand over to Vic, number 8.
Aaron, DAE, James Bailey, Jonathan Rose, PDKH, Kevin Franks, 7up Sam, Lee Winsper, Paul Tipton, can't read that one, 9+ Installations, I think. A1 Electrical Services, Gadget Man, Andy T, Danny B, A Spark and Stephen Skilford.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to turn the mics off this time so I can't hear them chitter-chattering, because that's the one. I've got a lot of moving parts on it. We've gone for 5 cameras, different people and 5 different microphones, so it's all good. Really good. Loads of regulars in there, so thank you very much. If we didn't call you out, again, keep commenting.
If you want, just a chip, threefold electrical.
Okay.
Who's one of our 30 under 30 winners.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you for
So
joining us.
hopefully we've got an event coming up in October. Hopefully we'll meet them all.
Oh, yes, we will, won't we?
We're off to, Jaguar Land Rover, I think.
Yeah, we are. That should be good.
And obviously, good to see Mark out in Tenerife back in.
Oh, is he? He ain't been in
Wonder
for a
what
while.
the
has he?
weather's been out like out there, we don't know. And we haven't had any plane tickets.
No. And I see so many regulars. Did we get a super chat from Sockets there?
We did, Gary, we did.
Oh, we did. So hang on. Every week this happens. I just happen to forget them. They're down here. You don't have to do it. Look, if I can remember one week, obviously we can put the sockets in your pockets on the top here. Safety shield, again, all good. September's all about safety and safe isolation. And if you want to energise your socket outlets when you're doing that reinstatement, the Socket Safety Shield is fantastic for that. The best way to get hold of Sockets is on Instagram, and he can do some direct sales for you as well. So thank you very much as always, Richard. I must remember one week actually you put them up there, because you get a chance of seeing them then.
And we'll miss that Andy Brown.
Oh, my mate Andy.
Yeah.
How's his daughter getting on with that car? I'd love a little update on that. Maybe he'll come down to Sparkling live. Yeah.
And Andy T. So.
Okay, brilliant. So thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, hopefully there's plenty of... Hang on, let's ask him again, Zach. What's the word we're looking for, Zach?
Dick Turpin.
Oh, you're all over it. You're all over it. So hopefully they're coming in as well. So we're going to talk EV now, okay? I understand some of the people watching this aren't involved in the EV world yet, maybe not battery and solar. We'd suggest maybe as we go through the evening, you're missing an opportunity. But let's see where the opportunities are now. The grant's gone, hasn't it? We can't get it for domestics anymore?
Yeah, it's so. There's just the criteria has changed slightly, where rented accommodation, there's still small grant subsidy towards that type of installation. But the sole focus has really moved on to commercial now.
Okay, so the money's really moved to commercial.
Yeah.
And we think maybe that's where the bulk of the money is as well, isn't it? Because the kit seems to be a bit bigger, okay, and a bit more expensive. And we know when the kit goes up in price, generally that means we're going to make a few more pound notes going through. Yeah. So can you talk me through the scenario? Let's say I'm doing a new commercial build, or is it not a major refurbishment or a rewire, a major build to an existing commercial installation or a brand new one? I have to install EV, do I?
Yes, that's it. And you've got the opportunity to future-proof. The grant is really for future-proofing installations.
Right.
So if you now's the time. While the grant's there, they're going to give you £500 per point to put a future-proof system in. Passive system in.
Okay, so let's unpack that, because I'm not quite sure what that means, a passive system. So that sounds like we're not going to get a lot out at the end of that. So I've got to install a commercial EV charger to get a grant. I'll install one.
Yes, one has
and
to be live.
I'll get a grant for doing one.
Yep.
And that's £500.
For one going live,
yes,
and only one, they'd only still get, underestimate, £350 towards that.
Oh, right, okay.
But if they were going to then put the infrastructure in for more, that would then basically be eligible for the £500 towards that. So it'd be an £850 for the first one,
Yeah.
and then £500 per bay there on out. But they have to do a minimum of 5.
And when you say infrastructure, I'm going to be cynical here.
Yep.
So I'm going to put in maybe Trevor's on. Let's put an EV block in. We'll bang him a bit of business. Banged an EV block in. I put a blank plate over the top, and all I've run is a flexible duct between all these with a bit of string. I've got me 5 passive ones and me main one. You're telling me I'm getting 500 notes for them?
Exactly that.
Oh, nice.
Good bang for your
Nice.
buck.
Yeah. Okay. So
Is there a limit?
As far as I read it, 30,000.
30k.
Well, car parking spaces.
I see a loophole.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that I'm going to start selling string.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the way. So one goes live, and then obviously the infrastructure being it is only a case of a cable. Do I take into consideration maybe the loading of the building?
Exactly that. There is electrical discretion. You can't just go putting out a 6 mil and expect a sort of daisy chain off the back of that. There is substantial. They want evidence. OSEV will want evidence of what's been done, how it's been done.
Okay.
So yeah, not as easy as it, just black and white.
Not 30,000 that he was going to put in. Yes, yeah, would have been a bit of
a
overspot
big
between them.
Yes.
Okay, but that's an opportunity I would suggest, isn't it?
Certainly.
Yeah, and
Certainly.
obviously there's a big push for that. If you can't now build something commercially or do a major refurbishment without installing them, let's take the money and then have that expansion parts in there.
Yeah.
But it can be tricky, can't it? I'm thinking maybe, where you've got parking spaces where there is no wall, okay, and obviously that is a lot of the car parks I'm seeing in the shopping centres that you go to, and you're out at your Tesco's or somewhere like that, or you're on one of these massive shopping precincts, there is no walls. So how do we overcome that?
Yeah, so typically first time round, it was always the easiest point of access for an EV charger. So that would have been the walls. Once the walls have been filled, now we're looking at coming inland of the car park.
So that goes back to me. So whenever I go anywhere, the EV charging parking spaces are up front and central because they were obviously short cable runs and screwed into fabric of the building, and then right in the back was right in the back, fabric of the building. I've got it in.
Walls. Through to the wall.
It's an internal joke.
Yeah, it's always the easiest install was always first, wasn't it? So now it's becoming a little bit more challenging.
Okay, well I can see that now. So I've got all these parking spaces in the middle of nowhere. Eventually, we're going to want EV charging points there. Is there anything out there that's going to solve that problem?
Yeah, we've between myself and Nick, we've got developed the Maxi Pillar, which is can house four chargers. Can be interchangeable from sort of 7, 11, 22 kilowatt. There's nothing really out there on the market with that. In the bottom of the tower itself, it's got all interchangeable switchgear, and in the bottom of sort of the distribution board, you can have all the dynamic load balancing, which obviously monitors the building load with the chargers, which makes a great feature for different applications.
Yeah. Gordon, you're the expert on EV?
No, well, that's the problem with EV, isn't it? So I'm thinking, I've got me £500 a day, I'm going to put as many in as possible, but there's a limit on the power coming into the building, isn't it? That's the expensive bit. Once you've run out of power, and you want to put in 1/4 megawatt, there's a limit to what you can actually put in. So you're saying that helps with that process?
Yes, it does, yeah.
So can I have a combination of 22s and 7s on the same pillar?
Yes, you can, yeah. It's all monitored through software on the load balancing side. It's all real time, which sort of nicks in first hand of how sort of quick it changes, sort of down to milliseconds to move the consumption around where needed, whether you're driving hybrid or full EV. Obviously, there's different requirements on different cars, whether it be single phase charging or full 3-phase charging capacity.
And you've got that nice combination. And that is designed, isn't it, to sit in those parking spaces we described. There is no fabric of the building to screw it to, or walls, which is another thing you can screw it to. Obviously, and it just drops itself in there. And again, if you were to install that and keep going, you said 4. I wouldn't get 4 lots of grant, though, would I, for that?
Yes, you would.
You would?
Yeah.
So you'd be looking at £850 per active bay on the Maxi, so 4 times 850.
And you wouldn't have to, you could just have the infrastructure there. So you could remove the cheek and then put the charger in at a later date if you wasn't quite ready for the sort of volume of cars at that current time.
So you install one charger on the one that can take 4, put 3 other dummy ones in,
yes,
and you still get the grant.
Yeah, you'd have £500 per dummy that way.
I think I call this the Grand Buster. I call it the quad. That's what I mean. It's like, and you only have to run one cable to it as well.
Correct, yeah. So,
Mr. Sunak, I found another loophole there, son. You didn't get in. Sorry.
It's like hell back to week out.
Yeah, isn't it? It's wow. So there's opportunities there, isn't there? But again, let's think of it. Let's take that out of it. Joking aside, whether we like it or not, we're going to need this energy at some point. 2030 is going to be here before we know it, and we ain't going to be able to buy a combustion engine anyhow, are we? So yeah,
And they're popular everywhere. So yeah.
Yeah.
So you must be busy, Nick.
Yes, very busy. But yeah, I think you'd be mad as an electrician not to get involved in EV and renewables. Like we were speaking earlier, if electricians not get involved in that side of it, you're going to start losing out to your competitors who are. So yeah, it's definitely the time to get involved.
Yeah, and you also, we'll probably circle back in this probably later in the show, you talked about sending some apprentices through the college system,
Yes.
and they are not equipped to be helping you in the workplace, are they?
Not at all. It's quite scary, really. The feedback we get from our own apprentices who are in the college classes, the feedback they get from their fellow classmates is certain companies do not touch any EV or renewables.
I bet they can use a hammer though.
They can. Well,
They
this
can put clips in.
hammer buster
Yeah.
is in now. So.
Yeah.
Doesn't work with all clips, though, I'm afraid. Only these new ones. You get one of these new tools, not so good. They didn't tell you that on the tool shop, did they? Okay. All right, okay, we'll come back to that. I think we'll circle back into that later on in the show. But yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? How we're trying to, we're going to have a lot in there. The government are trying to be foresight and just to put as many in as we can. But actually, some of those can be dummies and then future build it in. It's good. That is really good.
Yeah.
But I saw a few companies, there's adverts for installers for like quite big infrastructure companies now putting dedicated EV teams, aren't they? I've seen those
A lot of the service guys, meter companies, they all seem to be dabbling in EV.
Dedicated divisions,
Yeah.
So one of your units, how quickly could I have one then? So I've decided, I've seen you on LinkedIn, I fancy one of these and...
next day.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Quite a rarity in the EV industry at the moment.
Anything the next day, isn't it? I think Amazon will start saying 28 days soon. We've been doing it for a long time now, and we're all right. We're ahead of the curve on
We're
late
ahead on the old
deliveries.
28 days delivery. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to have a little bit of a difference in a few minutes, aren't we? Because you're going to fire the kettle up when we go for the race wall challenge. Are you ready for times yet? You're going to look for some.
Check some. Roll on. I'm going to check some comments first.
Okay, we're going to have a little look in the comments.
Nick Ramo's in, so
Is
he's
he?
an EV. Yeah, Nick's in. So Big Ash. People appreciate the dynamic load balancing, so there's people on it.
Good.
So
Real time.
It is real time.
fantastic.
Yeah.
yeah,
Best I've
East
seen.
Power Engineering in the game from Kenya. I'd like to know what's happening on the EV in Kenya. Are you branching out from
We can
I
always-
would never say never.
We can always get out there, yeah.
EV Kenya?
Yeah.
I'd say solar might be the thing to go for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, for sure.
Yeah. That's all there. That's all. Sounds like it'd be interesting. People put in there. I'll try a poll in the comments, Gary.
Okay, you
Just
do that.
answer a while.
But again, it goes back to that. You think back 3 or 4 years ago, you'd see a battery-powered car, and you might see a Tesla or equivalent or a Leaf, and you'd be But now they're coming past you. They feel like they're every other one now, don't they?
Yeah, truly becoming mainstream.
Yeah. It's not a case of I've actually seen one. When you go back, not that long ago. I always use that as a Sky dish thing. And when Sky came out, nobody had a dish to start with, and then you see them everywhere. Same with solar in it. Now you're looking at roofs and going, it feels like everyone's got one, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's going in at a rate of knots.
Yeah, which is good. So Gordon's in with a poll. I wonder what the question's going to be. We had a poll today on YouTube, didn't we, about tea, beverages, which linked into a video that we made today about the Makita coffee maker that works on batteries. You can imagine how well that went. And I didn't use one on batteries though, Gordon, did I? I had something that runs on something else, didn't I?
You had the old plug-in one.
Runs on mains electricity.
Yes. There you go. Set a poll. Are you installing EV chargers? Yes. No. Thinking about it.
Okay,
So
good.
we'll
We'll
see
see
what
what
comes
those
in on that
results
one.
come in. So get involved on the poll. So that's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to bring up the following. We'd like to thank the great people that help support. You're going to have a look now. I should have done it when you did the comments. Great people that support this live stream. Okay, I might need to make it a bit smaller next time. It's a new inlay. We'd like to thank the great people at Lewden Palazzoli who were starring this evening on the Electricity Challenge. We'd like to thank above Aaron. We'd like to thank Doncaster Cables. We'd like to thank the great team at Vargo, sometimes pronounced incorrectly as Wago. We'd like to thank Marshall Tufflex and BG Lasico for supporting this live stream. But there's always
Doncaster
one.
Cable.
I've already done that one. That was the one where I mentioned.
Marshall Tufflex.
Well, you just
Vargo.
mentioned.
Lasico. My Energy.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a really good way of getting a double shout out if we just get Gordon just to pay attention. So that links in nicely to the great people at My Energy, and we've talked about them off camera. We've talked about a lot about them at dinner time today, didn't we? So
Yeah,
it's,
lots of developments.
yeah, absolutely. So really good times. Just got to make that logo a fraction smaller moving forward.
No, it's all right.
Oh, was it all right? It's just on my
that
screen.
telly,
Yeah, it's that telly then.
You're on the big telly. You're
I'm on the
looking
big
at
telly. Yeah, so I always like to be. Yeah, when people send you a photograph and of you on the big telly, it's great. But when the big telly's on beyond the camera, it's off-putting, isn't it? So that bloke on the telly's got orange socks on by the looks of things, which is off-putting. Yeah, I know it's not good.
Yeah, on again.
Frankie also.
Oh dear.
Okay. I'll put your bit up, Gordon. Do you want to give us a shout out?
Yeah, so coming up tonight, we've got a dual GT time. So we've got Giovanni and John from Lewden Palazzoli taking on the challenge wall, so you can win 2 prizes. So
Okay, you've got prizes? You remember to get prizes?
got the old Weeha torch,
hang on,
so
let's
we'll give this for, let's have a think, the second prize. This is the top, this is a great prize. It's got a UV LED in it, a laser, clips on everywhere. It's nice that. It's, yeah, detects all sorts of things with that UV.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. You
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Okay. So, has he got a cable stapler attached to the torch, or is it just a torch?
It doesn't come with
No,
staples, but it does
Go on.
come with batteries.
But it's just a torch.
It is just
Wow.
a torch and a laser and a UV.
What do you want the
UV
UV
torch.
for, Gordon?
Well, going into a property, you want to check the place is clean.
Oh, right. Okay.
COVID.
Yeah.
Have you never watched Silent Witness?
No.
The
no.
UV always comes out there with his fingerprints, all sorts of things going on there. So, yeah.
Classic. Okay, so that's second prize, is it?
No, that's first prize.
That's
And
first
we've
prize.
also got-
Oh, well, that's not very good, is it?
It's coming up, it's getting dark.
Oh,
isn't it?
well,
The
they're
thing about
brilliant,
that.
they
So
are.
I've
How
got
come that's second
yeah,
prize?
the Seco
We can't see
clamp
Zach
lights.
at the minute, though. If you that's thinking Zach. Yeah. So,
It's beyond the line.
Okay, so
There you go. You see that there?
anyone who's had one of them absolutely raves about them. They
Yeah.
are brilliant.
That's
Yeah.
great. So we've got one of them. So all you have to do is guess the time. It'll be 2 times. One for.
Who are we going first with?
We'll go John first.
Okay.
So on the sales team, John.
Okay. So let's give people a bit of background to this. There's not much in it because we've got the MD and we've got the sales guy. So
Yeah, non-electricians, both of them.
Yeah.
So we're not expecting big time. We could be hoodwinking here, though, couldn't we? So put it. Oh, the times are coming in already. So everyone thinks John's going to be fast, and we're only accepting John's time at the moment.
and you only get one guess.
Yeah, there's only
There
one
is an
guess,
algorithm reading this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Or as we call him, Rick.
Yeah.
Paul's blocking out my chat here. Can't see. There's plenty of times coming in here.
Okay.
So that. But while that's on,
We're going to try this, are we?
we're going to put the Makita kettle on.
Let's have a look inside it. And you filled it. Hang on, give me a second to get the old hand
So
cam.
they're bubbling away
Have you
there.
filled it up? There's some
I've
good
filled it up,
features
so
on the
this
top here.
takes 800 millimetres, so we're only going to get
Millimetres.
millilitres.
You said that a couple of times today. Okay, so yeah,
So
you
there you go.
fill.
So it's full of water.
That's
So-
good. Yeah, strong start.
Yeah, and takes 2 batteries. So expecting this
Why two?
is incredibly
Heavy,
heavy, but
Yeah.
it's
expensive.
720 watts of kettle power. So that's
Pound of what is it?
yeah. Yeah, it's got a tilt sensor on it. It's got a button here. If you watch the review, you'll find out what this button does or doesn't do.
Yeah, it's a good
When
review as
they're-
well. We're only halfway through editing, and we've laughed at ourselves here, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
yeah, which is
yeah,
not something
rarity.
we do very often.
Yeah. Okay, just lift it up for us to see the older guns in action. That is heavy.
Yeah, well, it's full of water and it's got 2 batteries. It doesn't come with batteries. It's body only.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the charger?
And it doesn't come with the charger.
What about the
either.
water?
No, you've got to provide your own water.
Wow, there's not. It's like the.
There's a theme running through these.
No
It's
staples.
it's like the Milwaukee Stapler of the kettle world, isn't it?
Yeah.
My kettle that I came with the plug, tea, coffee, milk, 2 mugs, a spoon.
We're using the
and a
mugs
cloth.
from yours. Got
Oh, are we?
Builder's tea box.
Oh,
Yeah.
show us the new mug. Show us the mug.
Yeah.
Dug the plug. Oh no, builder mug. That's left-hand bias. That is, by the way. So no, don't say sorry. Just show us it again. It's left-hand bias. Do you know what that is?
You're left-handed?
Right-handed.
Yeah. Right hand. You're left-handed.
I'm left-handed.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it's
well, then you
left-hand
can
bias.
model this one. Hold on, I'll just move the
Go on, Zach.
sockets.
So
There you go.
yeah. So that's left-hand bias. So if you held it in your right hand now, you can't advertise anything. So you see limited there. So you're.
It's a lefty cup.
Yeah, it is. They're both lefty cups as well, which
Yeah.
I think is good. So I
That's
like
good
that.
actually, because you can see anyone who's using the builder's tea box on the site.
Yeah.
If you can see the sign, you know you've got a lefty.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I'd leave them alone.
I would as well.
Yeah,
Stay,
absolutely.
stay well clear.
Like, yeah, like it to be half unbalanced.
So we'll set the
So
kettle going.
Okay, so you press the button.
So let's put the first challenge on,
Okay.
and let's think the audience. Give us a quick yes or no. Will this have boiled by the time we're back after John's challenge time?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
How long does John take?
Bearing in mind, the coffee machine took 15 minutes.
Yeah, it did, and drained a complete battery.
Yeah. Just checking the charge of these batteries. Right, come on. It's time for another Electricians challenge. Now we've got an absolute treat tonight, and excuses are plenty because it's not only the manufacturer of the consumer unit joining us tonight, it's the person who sells them as well. It's my pleasure to introduce Giovanni, Bacccini and John Rogers from Lewden Palazzoli. So, you've made it up to try this. Yeah.
Yeah,
We've been using your consumer unit for years. It's built like a tank, yeah, and now we're going to really put it to the test. Can the manufacturer itself destroy it?
Probably yes.
Yes, absolutely, between us.
So Giovanni, you're MD of Lewden Palazzoli.
Yes, indeed.
So we're already guaranteed you'll be the fastest Italian on the leaderboard.
Because I'm the only Italian, probably.
That's it.
Yeah.
So how does an Italian end up running an electrical company in Britain?
In Britain,
Yeah.
I came here for two things, weather and sense of humour.
Yep, we can.
Okay.
Bad weather.
Good sense of
Questionable
humour.
sense of humour.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, I mean, because we acquired the business from an Italian business called Palazzoli.
Mm-hmm.
So that was basically the connection. So been sent over here.
Missionary work. We often
Missionary
call it.
work,
That's the
yes.
word.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
in Yorkshire on missionary work for years, but
Yeah.
still trying
I
to.
should finish my sabbatical quite soon, I hope.
Yeah. Well, we'll see after your efforts
Yeah.
today. And John, how long have you been with Lewden?
Nearly 10 years now.
Wow,
So yeah,
Yeah.
flown by.
flown by. Seen many changes in the industry in 10 years, or is it still same old, same old?
Same old with tweaks, I think.
Right.
Is the almost stability and level starting points are there, but then tweaks and changes.
Right.
Modifications, improvements. So yeah, it's definitely changed, but
Right. So,
Similar
John,
to
your
Georgia.
background, you're not an electrician, are you?
I'm not an electrician. No,
Right.
literally worked in wholesaling for a number of years and then moved into manufacturing.
Right.
So yeah, I'm the type of man that subs out changing a light bulb.
All right. Okay. Well, let's get in another excuse early on.
Absolutely, get them in. Got to get them in.
Yeah. And I mean, we absolutely love the team at Lewden Palazzoli. Ian, your colleague Ian, has also taken this challenge as well.
Yes, we know that.
So
Yeah.
well,
Let's see
he's
if we can,
mentioned it, has he?
He mentioned a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Well, let's see how he got on with the Electricians challenge.
So this double header has two non-electricians. We've gone with John first, and what I like about John, he's modelling the haircut he was born with.
Caused havoc with the cameras due to the amount of reflectivity. We've had to take some new angles for this one.
Okay, so he looks like he knows how to use a screwdriver, so he was rotating it the correct way around, so he ain't got a whiff of a Wago around it.
No, it looks like he's making good progress. I think that weight of that watch could slow him down there. It's dragging his hand down.
Now the bracelet on the other wrist has a sort of a whiff of I've got to be home by 9 o'clock and near a phone.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, it's been tracked for some reason. Or perhaps that's just how the Lewden team keep track of the sales visits as they go around the wholesalers. Right. Oh, he's been lucky there with the reels.
Okay, well I wasn't here to do the pre-demo and I wouldn't have suggested that was the way forward, and it looks like we've got some sort of Boy Scout knotting going on here as
Well,
we're bending it around.
I think Rick's tried to tuck him up so he could save his own time.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes thereabouts for Rick, so he's going to help you as little as possible, I would suggest, if you're a non-electrician.
Can he get it up there? He's struggling a bit.
Well, yeah,
Oh!
eventually got through. Okay, round the Lasico bend and into a familiar territory, I would suggest, as we go into the Lewden consumer unit. Lovely camera angle. I'm not doing the edits anymore, so we can see it's a better visual experience for the viewer at home. So here we go, we're going to untwist them and then we're going to come
You
up.
think you'd be good in there, been selling those boards? You'd think you'd be expert at this.
Okay, no, that's not too bad.
Gone in with the automatic wire strippers.
And they've been a favourite since we've had them. The team at Wago brought us in, and everybody who's a non-electrician absolutely loves them. So we're in here. So he's moving around the screwdrivers. He's not sticking to the same one, which is another tip from me. Tend to, for the non-electrician, not to confuse them with different screwdrivers in different holes. But he's making a reasonable effort of that.
Yeah.
A lot of wrist, though, I would suggest there in order to tighten that one
I
up.
think there's a bit of skin damage on the side of the old hand there as well. I think.
And the mouth is open. He's got a touch of the Gary breathing going on, as it's a little heavy maybe for pre-10 o'clock TV.
He's just probably catching flies actually with that one.
We've got a lot of cable hanging out the front. Are we now mounting the socket on the other wall of the unit?
Well, I don't know. I think he's been. He's got to deal with a scrap man. Go and look at that pile behind us as well.
We've had a few attempts here, haven't we? Yeah, a lot of cable. So, earthing the back box, and we're then just those 4 connections away from completion. I would love to know what that wristband's all about.
Yeah, he's taking it slowly here.
Yeah, no rush, no
It's
rush.
not familiar territory. Lewden don't sell sockets.
He can't complain his hair was in his eyes or anything like that, can he? So that reminds me, well, Ian Monkton had a pretty similar haircut. Would you suggest they're competitors there?
Could be, yeah. Manufacturers on the wall, yeah. I think John's got more hair in his arms than he has on his head, definitely there.
Okay, I'm glad you said it. When I look at the size of them arms, I've just removed my comments, I would suggest. Here we go. So we just got to get it on the wall now. Oh, there we go.
This one. We've seen this a while now. People just, do that. You wouldn't be able to do that on site, so you wouldn't be popular for doing it.
Okay, just push them back up.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Definitely some damage to the old knuckle there.
Mouth is still wide open though, like I said, catching those flies. We're one screw away from hopefully beating Rick.
Still going.
There we go, well done John. He's had a good effort at that one. Come on.
These are pretty good.
Oof, we're up again. Oh, and a cheeky little replay at the end as well. As I said it now, I'm no longer doing the edits, and it's made it fantastic. We've got different camera angles, we've got speeded up footage, we've got cuts to other things. It's fantastic. So that's down to Joe and Rick now. They've taken that responsibility on, and that was a good one, but no time. Obviously, you have to hold on a little bit longer to work out whether you've won the first prize as we go into the second race later on in the show, and we still haven't got a hot beverage.
Well,
Yeah, so, yeah.
it's getting there. I can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had some fun with these today. I rate a plugged-in kettle, I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely rate a plugged-in
We
kettle.
have to see the review, see when it
Yeah,
comes out.
see what the review's like.
I think it's going to get there soon.
Yeah, okay, well it should do, that's its
Yeah.
job, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. It's nowhere near.
Yeah, it's there.
It's not there. It's not there. Let's bring Ancam in, let's finish her off with Ancam. Here we go.
Listen,
Yeah, I'm listening.
is that steam coming out there?
No. That is forever. How's your battery soon? Just press the battery button on the back for me. I don't want any excuses. Oh, a little bit less electricity they got in there, haven't they? Yeah.
I must point out these aren't original Makita batteries, they're Makita batteries.
Oh, yes, they are. Yeah.
You got Makita, you got Makita.
Still not boiled though, is
You
it?
get them on a well-known online retailer that does.
Offers next day delivery.
Yeah, for free.
However, let's be honest about it, because it's running on batteries, this kettle is very green. There you go, you got it. It's very green, isn't it?
Kettle, yeah, well, yeah.
Because we know how using DC is the green energy, yeah. So, yeah. How do you actually charge those batteries up though, Gordon?
You plug them in,
Into what?
into the mains.
That makes them less green then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You said all day long that's a green way of making a cup of tea, or was it green tea you were making?
Go easy on this one. There you go.
Oh yeah,
Some milk there.
sorry, no, let's have a look at half a cup. Yeah, the tide's gone out on this one, baby. Look at that, hey? Where's the water gone there? Let's not overdo it, Gordon. So is it struggling?
Right.
Another half a cup here.
Well, I'm going in for Doug the plug.
Okay, Doug the plug. It's not the strongest cup of tea I've ever seen either, Gordon.
Good flow.
Come on.
The last little bit.
It's not standing next to you,
Oh,
that
that's
is.
full, that. Mine's full. Top up Zach a bit. There you go. Oh, sorry, Gary. I'll put it back on.
Oh yeah, let's do that, shall we? Yeah.
I'll fill it up here.
Yeah, you fill it up. Let's see if we can get a second beverage out of it. Yeah.
Second-
So I didn't
second
get one that
Never
time.
got the second one out of the old.
Cool. That must be really painful for you.
What's that?
Well, you must be desperate to rush through those doors at your age. That noise must be not one that's comfortable on your bladder.
Right,
we're going
off
again.
on the
Okay.
kettle.
What will the batteries last? You confident?
How many bars?
One bar.
Just a little 1 bar.
Left.
Yeah, but when you switch it off, you see it goes back up again.
So-
Oh, it doesn't actually.
yeah,
Right, we'll see.
Watch the review, I would suggest.
Yeah.
When are we aiming to send that one out?
Depends when you finish the edit. Hold on, I've got the tea
We're
bag.
thinking this week?
Yeah, hopefully Saturday.
Okay. My wife's on. Yeah, it's that old Chester. You know the one, love. We can't release a video until you've made the one we've got to make today before you leave.
Since I've got a bonus cup there, I'm going to have this. Do you want milk there, Zach?
Yeah, please, and a
Yeah.
spoon.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So
a spoon. Oh, yeah, it comes with a spoon.
oh, spoon's lush. And that's my spoon. Don't come with yours. That's my spoon. Spoon's lush.
And if you put the tea bags in the Gifford electrical cup, Secret Millionaire, since he's not in, we'll bury the...
Oh, he's not in again, is he?
Yeah.
No, he's never in anymore, is he? Obviously, too busy doing other stuff, I would suggest. Right, you can go and dive into the comments, okay, see what we think about the Makita kettle. Obviously, we've done a coffee machine before. It was the kettle's turn this
Hot.
time.
There you go.
Very
Look
hot.
at that. He's put it on the
Surprising,
table. He said, put it in the cup. He's
Where's the cup?
God.
Oh, dear,
He's got
we've
guests
had a
in.
disaster.
We'd want to be cleaning your coffee table up. Tea bags all over it. So,
Yeah,
not a big enough problem here.
let's use Craig Gifford's mug as the one of choice.
Oh, the spoon.
Okay, so let's delve into the comments in a second, then we'll see. Has anyone out there got one? Has anyone out there been on site? It's a plumber's tool, really. You sort of alluded to the fact that plumbers like Makita stuff. Is that what the rumour is on site at the minute?
That's what people say, yeah. Plumbers, Makita.
Makita.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you use, Nick? Are you...
I was going to say inferior tools for inferior trade.
Oh,
Strong common.
Oh yeah, and that
No,
was
we're all Bosch.
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 Oh,
Bosch.
I hate going to be coming through for you in a minute.
Yeah, Bosch. We swear by it. It's good stuff.
yeah.
That's good. We've got a bit of everything here, haven't we? We're loyal to no one. Okay, so have you used the coffee machine before? Have you used an alternative coffee machine? Kettle or coffee machine, I should say. Remember, the coffee machine review is out there and available to watch from today. But the The kettle, I think it's an absolute, I think it's ridiculous really, to be honest. Look at you, look at you. There's no way on earth that is going to be my
You
kettle.
might get a cup, yeah?
No, of course I haven't, because can anyone hear, hang on, I'll bring the mic in.
It's gone off, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it boiling, is it?
No, it's still on.
How long's a tea break, normally?
I put a poll out today. I'll have to check in. It'll be in the news this week. If you ever, if anyone follows,
30 minutes.
Wow.
We're all off to work for Sevadis.
Yeah, that sounds great, 30
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah, so I can hear it now, eventually. Fired itself into action.
Well, while that's boiling, Gary, I think we can should we go on to the second part of the.
I think you need to ask for times, Gordon. So let's.
Well,
let's-
okay. So we're going back in this time. So we've had John's time. We've bagged that one. We've got recorded who's closest for John's
Don't
time.
shout out the time, son.
Don't shout it out yet.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go in for Giovanni's time.
Yeah.
Now, bear in mind, John was on the sales team. Giovanni's he's the boss, and let's just say he tackles it in a completely different way that we've never ever seen before, and there's a bit of a nail biter in this one. But will it pay off? That's what we're going to know. So we want Giovanni's timing.
The man in the
minutes and
suit.
seconds, and the closest person to it.
Will he be the fastest MD on the board?
He will be. Because
Will he be the
MD.
fastest Italian on the board?
He will be the fastest Italian, regardless of what happens.
Okay, so that's a good place to be, isn't it?
Yeah. So Nick Ramo's in with an early 6:30. Oh, some slow times coming in there. Italians,
But they
you know,
know
they like
what
to
you're
stop for
like,
lunch.
didn't you? Oh yeah, he's going to tackle it in a completely different way. But then we cut back in and go, didn't he horse that up? So you'd be wise to see it. So again, while we just wait for those times, you two have had a go. Can't say how you got on, but I mean that's going to be a gripping head-to-head, isn't it? Yeah. So, there was. It was. Yeah. Oh, we kept popping back in. We didn't see it live, did we, Gordon? So we haven't seen the actual
No, we
race
haven't
balls.
seen it
But
yet.
we've. There was a.
Blood, sweat and tears.
Not too bad, is it? Not too bad, is
That's
it?
the second cup done.
Yeah,
That was good.
okay,
That.
bang it in then. Let's attempt to make the
Are you
second
having tea or
cup.
coffee?
I'll take a tea, please. If there's
Tea,
enough
please,
water.
Bob.
Yeah. Okay. Only one pour, though. No bag in there. Just poured hot water into a cup. Right. I think the times are coming in, Gordon. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Right. Let's bring in the second race ball, which is the wonderful. I can't even find it. Where's Giovanni? Here he is. Hold on to your hats.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be the fastest Italian MD ever to take on the Electricians Challenge in association with Lewden. Okay, so he's already got an advantage already, hasn't he? So next up is Giovanni, and I've been so looking forward to this. This is the first time I've seen the race wall, and you promised me, Gordon, for a surprise.
There is. He takes a completely different approach, and there's a little bit of tension in this one now. Just let's watch how he approaches this.
Okay, so left the socket front on, by the looks of things. He's on the cables first. That's not.
Okay.
Whoa.
So we're doing
whoa,
this
whoa.
top down. So we're going to start at the consumer unit, which is what you'd expect Lewden to do. That's what they sell. This is Giovanni's wheelhouse.
And he's going to poke it down. He's going to take the front off the socket, though, isn't it? No.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So this is a high risk strategy because by the time we take that socket front off, will the cables be there? So he comes down, but he's moved on. He's not worrying about that yet. He's just going to crack on with the consumer unit. This is high risk.
It is. And looking at him there and thinking back to when my son was a lot younger, I think that's got a Sporticus look at it. Anyone in the comments who can remember Sporticus from back in the day? My son's now 16, so it's been about 15 months since we last watched an episode of the superhero that he is. And will he be super enough to beat Ian Peacock?
Well, I'm still sure you tune into Sporticus. And yeah, if Ian's watching this in the office, he could be about to lose some credibility being the technical manager and the boss. This is looking fast. Now, here's the bit. Here's the tension. Are those cables going to be there when this socket front comes off?
I don't know whether I can look. If they're not there, this is going to be toast.
Yes, it's going to go horrendously wrong.
Here we
What
go.
about finishing the screws off by hand?
Different.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, wow, and they are there. So that's a brave move, and it looks like it's paid off for Giovanni.
Well, could this be the new way forward? If he did just poke the CPC straight into the termination, that would have been one less to do as well.
Yeah.
He has got an idea of how to use a screwdriver. Through the entire thing, his wrists are moving really quickly.
Yeah,
aren't they?
but I think he's been hoodwinking the team down at Lewden for some time on this. And yeah, this is fast. Going in with the automatic. What sort of this? A collection of bangles or something on the wrist there, Gary? What's what they're for?
Yeah, it's the smooth Italian, though. They can get away with it. I would suggest John's wristbands there for a functional purpose.
Yeah, well, being Italian, I'm sure he had to have this finished by lunch because everything does stop for lunch in Italy. It's one of the most important things of the day.
Is that a 3-hour lunch break?
Well, we'll have to see. Oh, this is looking good. I mean, you see, he hasn't overdone it. Otherwise, everything's about the right length. It's commendable.
Could we be challenging maybe the top half of the leaderboard here?
I think this is looking fast. I think there'll be some wages exchanging hands back at Lewden head office here on who's going to be fastest.
If I was sitting at home being Ian Peacock, I'd be a little bit worried. I would be just a few connections away.
It's a high standard of work as well, actually. Then. So,
That doesn't count for anything, though, does it? Really?
We've gone for using the two separate earth terminals on the box, and it's gone in. Now watch this. Another little tip here.
Okay.
So just starting the screws by hand. So a lot of people struggle with that because you're shaking a little bit at this stage of the competition. And that seems to have, again, paid off. Interesting approach by Giovanni.
The smooth Italian doesn't get nervous, I would suggest, on that one. He's about there. Boom! Wow, he hit that hard. Boom! Finished.
Well, it's always good fun for us to watch.
It was.
And watching you back there, Giovanni, I sense there's an engineering background in there somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only by school.
Only by school?
That's it.
Yeah, but you approach that in a completely different way to anybody else who's out done that challenge. You've just seen a first there on this challenge.
Okay, so no one approached from top to bottom.
No,
Always
everyone, because people obviously listen to what either Gary or Rick tells them in the demo and follow them. And you found a better way, or is it a better way?
I don't know.
We'll see.
You will tell
But
me
it
in a minute.
looked impressive. I'm manufacturing, it's definitely a manufacturing background because it was. Yeah, we always say to people, finish in one area before moving to the next.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and John, you seemed to look like it was a challenge for you there. You took the conventional approach.
I took the conventional approach. I looked at the wall and didn't really know where I was starting.
Yeah.
So took exactly what Rick told me to and tried to simulate it.
Yeah, well, that's, so if I'm looking across at the leaderboard, John, where do you think you're going to sit on theirs? Anyone?
I'd be content to sit between Aaron and Mark at the bottom.
Oh, right, okay.
If I can sneak one step above Mark, I'll take that at this point.
Well, that's ambition for you.
Absolutely.
And Giovanni, I mean, obviously you've got your colleague Ian there.
Yeah, of course. So it has to be better than Ian.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why I came all the way up here. And always think big. So let's try to be in the top, if possible.
Oh, well, that's ambition.
I mean, you have to always keep your ambitions high, you know. So
let me see here. So trepidation builds. So we'll go with you first, John. Your ambition was good, actually. So you're certainly not you're not below Mark down there. So
I'll take that.
You actually did this in. Now, just put this in electrical manufacturer terms. 3 seconds faster than Ian Monkton at Lasico. 6 minutes 6. That's a good time.
Thank you very much.
Giovanni, well, you said you aim high, and high you've definitely done. You did this in 3 minutes and 43, faster than Ian and level with Eddie Clemens. So not only the fastest Italian on the board, the fastest non-electrician on the board. Yeah.
Wow.
I think we hoodwinked everyone there, Gary. Everyone thought they were going to be slow, but Giovanni smashed it. To get under 4 minutes as a non-electrician is a big achievement, and that's a big.
There's a whiff of skill about him, though, weren't there? I mean, those wrists were moving pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
And I wasn't here for that one. I was all round devastated. He's a great bloke, and so's John, but they're great people. I wasn't here for that one, and then he goes and does that the unconventional way. And when we commentated on that, that was the first time I'd seen it. And like you said, there was an air of tension even for me when he went to reveal whether it was going to be beyond that socket box.
Nick Ramo has pointed out that he's also Italian. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. Well,
is he?
Italian heritage, isn't he?
I mean,
Down in the old,
what do you mean? He's got a house 2 doors down from a pizza hut? Is that what it is? Does that make him Italian? Does
but
it?
it's all right. So he was the fastest Italian on the board, was Nick Ramo. Now Giovanni is, so that makes Nick the slowest Italian on the board.
Okay, yeah, it does. Yeah. But you got the first review of that pickup truck. What was it called in the UK?
The Maxus.
Maxus,
Ever.
In the UK, first one. Brilliant.
Electric pickup? You're driving electric, Nick. How have you found driving?
Yeah, fantastic.
How long have you driven electric for?
Just over
Is
a
it a
year.
Tesla?
It is.
Have we got time?
Yes.
How many times has it broken down?
Touch wood. Only a few cracked rims, but yeah.
What about the front wheel arch? It looks like it's dragged down the side of something.
Argument with the sheep that was a nice through.
Oh, was that a Welsh thing, was it?
Yeah, they just seem to get out of the way, unfortunately.
Herding.
Herding. Silently herding.
In the evening, way?
Dark.
Okay. Bloody boots on. Let's not go there. So, it hasn't broken at all.
Touch wood, no.
Is yours broken this week?
I think there's something on the way out.
A little more?
Well, I don't know, the driver's door's not closing as it should do now and again. When it gets a bit hot,
The car expands. Does it?
Expansion problems.
Right, it gets a little bit bigger and a little bit
Yeah.
smaller. So
Yeah.
we've had some really warm weather. And what about your front windscreen? How's that looking?
I have had that replaced.
Have you had that replaced? How long
Yeah.
did that take? 15, 20 minutes, half an hour?
Well, 3 months to get it.
What, the windscreen?
Yeah.
Glass, glass, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
difficult to get older glass
Yeah, well,
nowadays.
luckily it wasn't in the MOT area, so I've been driving around for it for a while. But I thought, well, I best get it done because there's also scratches on the windscreen as well.
And what did that cost? Don't.
No, I got it on insurance.
I know you did, but
Yeah.
what was the cost?
What's that?
If I was replacing my windscreen in my
Oh, I
Tesla?
don't know. I mean, I wouldn't like to think about it because a lot of sensors in there. So when I saw it in the yard when they took it off, so I got a photograph actually. I might share it out there. There's a lot going on there, and because there's a lot going on there, yeah, they can't just come, auto glass repair, auto glass replace. yeah. No. Yes, they can, but you have to go to the depot.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
It's a monumental task.
Yeah.
So we've made a car again that's really tricky to change,
It takes
say, a
them
windscreen.
4 hours to change a windscreen.
Wow.
Because they've got to recalibrate all the camera and the guy comes out and all that sort of stuff. So I dropped it off there on last week and had to wander around IKEA for 4 hours.
I think of better places.
You spotted a load of Nick Ramo steps as well, didn't you? You sent me a picture and said Nick Ramo would wet himself if he was in here. There was hundreds of them, weren't there?
Yeah.
The little lift-ups. And with that in mind, we've had Big T. So
We were
Trevor.
just talking about Big T.
Yeah, we were off camera.
If anyone doesn't know Big T is the inventor of the EV block, and you often sit on top of an EV block, not personally.
Well, no, try not to. But yes, EV Tower is particularly designed on some cases to sit straight on top of Trevor's blocks.
And we've reviewed that before a couple of times on the channel. We absolutely love Trevor. We've seen him at many events. I think if you open a packet of crisps, he'd turn up to it, wouldn't he? That sort of thing. He's sort of one of them sort of guys. But of course, some people do need an additional lift. And Sultana's taken on the challenge then. Let's bring her back in. She'll give us a wave. Give us a wave, Sultana. There you go. It's
it's all
there
right.
we are.
Rick,
Look at
go.
that. Hey, look at Rick. Rick's never smiled so much, has he? Look at him. Look at him. Yeah, himself. So obviously a little bit shorter than most. So of course she took the Nick Ramo step. We introduced her to it. It's always nice when people do that. But we think, Trev, when you come up and do it, and you've been pestering me today to do the race well, you bring up the Mini. Yeah,
To stand on.
Yeah, to stand on. So you can just move, because it's a lot lighter than the other one, so he'll be easily able to move it into position, won't he? Yeah, and then we have the old mini block, he can stand on that, and I think that'll be another little bit of a lift up for him, won't it?
Be about halfway, wouldn't he?
Yeah, some of the way there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he keeps saying he wants to do it.
He does.
But he's been here twice.
Yeah.
It's been called out now.
Yeah.
He's been called out, so he has to come and do it. Definitely.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So I apologise for not getting back to you, Trevor. Will, but of course there's always the door's always open to you here. It's Peterborough though, and he came there and back in the day, didn't he?
He's always passing the area. isn't he?
Always passing the area. Were you passing
Driving-
today?
yeah,
Yeah,
driving
5.5
through.
hours.
Yeah.
Just on the way through. Right, it's brilliant. So I think it's time for some prizes. I think we've delayed it long enough. Are you going to do your prizes for your race hall, or are you going to wait a little bit longer? Do you want to give it a little bit longer? It's up to you, young man.
I will do. Have we got prizes ready for Gary's swap shop as well?
They're down here. I don't know. We're going to we'll go to them. They'll give us the names.
Oh, they're going to do. All
yeah,
right. that's
yeah, we'll
it.
let them do the
That's
names.
good. I like that.
Yeah, just keep them involved.
Yeah. Oh, eFIXX Trevor's in. Bring it. He's on it. He wants to. We'll have to see. Just book in, Trevor.
Little mini can bring it along. He's got a stand on it though. I
Yeah.
want to see him move it. I'm going to put it 3 foot behind him.
No, let's close the gates. Let's put some cones at the bottom of the street. He's got to walk down the street with it. That's the one. So, yeah, we can do that. Right, time. So, for John's time. Yeah, so John, first up there from Lewden, Calzoli, he did that in 6 minutes and 6.
Okay,
Check the times, just above Ian Monkton from BG.
we did. Yeah. Bald
Good time.
Brigade.
And the person closest was David Dutchman.
Okay, does that sound like a new name to you?
It does sound like a new name to me. And
David
is it a real name or is it David who somehow now lives in the Netherlands?
Okay, could
what
be.
we're thinking.
We're like that. UK postage only, so it's been a disappointing moment for you.
Yep, yep.
And what's he won? He's won the.
He's won the.
Yeah, you did it in the wrong order. Yeah. So he's won the torch.
He's won the. He's won the. No,
He's won the big.
no,
yeah,
that's-
that's a big torch, and it's a
That's
torch.
the big torch.
Yeah,
It's a clamp work light, we call that. So
Torch.
pop into the Get Involved tab below in the description and fill in the form. You've won something, and eventually we'll send that out. 28 days, depends. But we've been good on the post recently.
Well, lots of deliveries around the world are getting held up. Ours do as well. To get from there to the post office can take some
Yeah.
monumental effort.
Yeah. So David's won that, and the person who got Giovanni's rapid time, and let's just celebrate that and that was Giovanni did that in 3 minutes 43.
Wow, that was close. That one, wasn't it?
That is fast. And someone, Chris Oswin of the Sparky, some suggesting he's a Sparky, He got that in 3 minutes 45, so 2 seconds off.
Yeah, well done.
So that
Yeah,
was good.
to pick a lowish time like that out of somebody who's non-electrician.
Yeah, so he
Well
gets
done.
the
So
wee
it's
hair torch, and I like that actually.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
the
They're
last one
magnetic
we've
as well,
got.
aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's a magnet and a torch,
Yeah.
and also some sort of thing for finding.
Yeah. Have you had your tea yet?
No, I haven't. No, it's pretty weak.
Well, you made it. Well, just put the water in.
It took forever to boil.
It all didn't. Actually, I'll give this one more go.
Oh, it
while
is
we're
hot, though,
back
isn't it?
on. Yeah.
It is hot, isn't it?
It is hot, and this is like
It's hot boiled
it's
water.
like a bit of a flask. This as well. It's cool to touch on the outside. If you put your hand in there, is that no?
No.
Put your hand in there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
let's, yeah, go on, Nick. You're in. Top it up.
You won't get another one out of it.
Right. So now we've done that. We've got the bolt for the tool. Someone has to decide where this goes. Actually.
Okay. So shall we give Zak the honour this time of deciding? Let me find hand cam. I've lost hand cam, so I'll bring you in, Zak. So right. Okay. So if you're going to position it on the wall, so just
Top
remember.
is good. Down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
You've got the board. Give him the board, Gary. You buried it under the Makita. Oh, it's under there, under the socket.
For those who haven't watched the show this evening, obviously I've been working all the cameras and now I've got to move everything around. Gordon's too far away to do it, yeah?
I've got the comments here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think-
impressive. So, is it a gimmick or is it a gimmick? Where are you going to put your gimmick?
I think I'm going to go sort of
Get off the fence, the pair of you.
in the middle.
Look at you, middle of the road.
Tough. You remember we've got the Sevadis charger going on there.
Just going to check that's attached. Just going to check that's attached to the wall. It's good. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. You'll never get up to move it, will you?
I think I rate this actually. Compared to the coffee machine, which is basically down there as far as it can go, or it was.
Is it still? I don't think it's still there.
It's
No.
behind you now.
Where? Oh, someone's been taking the mick and moving stuff around. So let's bring that one in. So yeah, quite rightly, yeah, that down there is an absolute disgrace to making coffees. That was when we did that one. Review's definitely worth watching just for the sarcasm, the amount of people, Sarky this, Sarky that. Who's this bloke?
I think the
Are they dead?
red flashing light on here means the.
Oh, so no one's having a drink.
Everyone's all right. We've all got one.
It's quite
We've
limited.
managed to
don't we?
make 4 cups of tea on the
Oh,
battery.
well, let's give the 2 batteries a round of applause there then, Gordon. So we made 4 cups of tea with 2 batteries. How long will it take to charge 2 batteries up? Imagine you've only got 1 charger because you've only bought 1 charger.
Well, it would take a while, wouldn't it? Yeah. So.
We probably get to the next tea break before they charge. Well, one of the batteries. You've got to remember to go back to replace your battery and charge a new one up. So that means you connect it to the mains.
Yeah.
Whereas my kettle cuts out all of those other aspects, like the very expensive batteries, the very expensive charger and kettle, and goes directly to a 13 amp socket outlet and charges. Doesn't charge, does it? Doesn't just heats the water. Look forward to that review when it comes out. It's coming out soon. I will get it edited tomorrow. So let's see if it can go out on Saturday. Let's see which one wins.
It's a good cup of tea, that. Though.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's all in now. You boil the water, though, isn't it?
Well, now it's
Forever.
flat now. We now know the long beep means the batteries are flat and there's a red flashing light on it.
Okay,
now, so
we'll have to add that to the review. Will we now have learned something?
yeah, we'll have to do that. So,
Yeah,
but,
okay.
I rate it. It's better than the coffee machine.
Yeah.
We didn't get 2 cups out of the coffee machine.
No. So that makes that absolutely lousy. So of course, something that does boil water and drains 2 batteries is a massive leap forward.
Yeah. So some stuff in the comments. Someone else has been hoodwinked by ITS on the old staples.
Oh, are they?
So you buy a £189 tool plus VAT and then find out the staples you ordered with it aren't in stock and you don't know when they're going to be in stock.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
So that's the what else we've got on here? Congratulations, the winners. Andrew, your friend Andrew still hasn't had his Verso consumer unit. There you go.
Yeah, well, that was through Will.
Yeah, we'll have to
We've
dig
had some-
back and see what's gone through.
Yeah,
there.
we've had some problems there because Big Ash came back. He hadn't had his either. We sent the list through, didn't we, to Will?
sure.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
sorry about that. So we do genuinely apologise for other people. So we're terrible at the post, but we passed that one on, didn't we? In our defence, though, I'd like to say the people that won the 3 mega prizes, obviously the clothes and the 2 sets of tools, they got theirs straight away. So we've added another layer of misery in there. And Will's brilliant as well, normally, isn't he? So we'll have to get back onto Will. We'll have to make a note
so
of
Big Ash is in two batteries, about 40 minutes for both of them. So easy between tea breaks.
Yeah. Imagine if you were using them for other things like power tools.
Going to treat the team for that one.
Actual work.
Debatable.
Debatable.
Yeah.
I've got one that works on the mains, like the chargers do. You know when you take them out because you've got to take 40 minutes to charge them, you cut the middle out and just put it straight in the mains.
I think I'm going to go with that.
Yeah,
3 kilowatt kettle as well would be much quicker.
Yeah, I tell you.
Absolute crackers, absolute crackers.
But you've still got a mains drill, haven't you?
And me?
Yeah.
And a 110 transformer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
My stuff went in that garage. I started teaching 22 years ago. Now we've been doing this for 3 odd years. My tools just went into that garage, and then that was it. So when they come out, you know, I mean, chucks and flicking around when you
Wrist clickers.
oh yeah, when you hit a knot and all the rest of it. Yeah, that's what I've got. Why would I replace them?
Yeah.
Well, just
bring him in. We'll have to have a garage tool covered special.
Yeah, hunt through Gary's toolbox, find out what I've got in my toolbox. I'll tell you what would be a good video, if you took my toolbox and actually emptied out everything you didn't need in it and see how much weight you could lose out of it. I mean, there is a ton of rubble and screws you'll never use and that, they're just making up weight, along with just the bare bones of a tool. Nothing matches either. Yeah. Absolutely nothing, so everything's different. Right. Would that send you crackers, would it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to have matching tools.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm like the bloke at the golf club who's bought 11 different irons. You know, it's that, and 2 different drivers, 4 putters, and you open it up, there is nothing matches. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. But it gets the job done. I'm not bothered because I didn't pay for any of it.
Yeah. So Nick, which tool brand are you? Obviously you've said Bosch, and people have said that's for lightweights in the comments already. So we've already
Speed I go for.
Speed, yeah.
Weira, I'm a fan.
Yeah, Weira. Yeah. Was it
Weira and eFIXX, real good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2 brands. You can't do 2 because you just moaned at me. Or was it
Snips? We're good on the eFIXX route.
Okay.
Everything else works.
Is that the same for all the team?
So.
Do they have to provide their own tools?
No, not really.
Yeah.
They supply hand tools. We'll do most of the power tools.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think that's
if they slice through a live meter tail, you replace them.
Well, maybe their arm, but
don't want to lose your arm now, do you?
Zak, you're not really on the tools, are you?
Not really, no. Nipex if I had to go with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're more of a laptop man, aren't you?
I am, unfortunately, yeah.
Have you ever drive down the motorway in the past and like the traffic lights are off and there's a massive traffic jam and there's a little white sort of Astra van that used to be. Was it an Astra van? Was it Astra car?
I had a Vivaro actually, van crew cab.
Right, there you go. And there's someone out at the side with a laptop plugged into the traffic lights.
Being moaned at.
Yeah, this was the man.
All right. Yeah. But you've got a degree in electrical engineering?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll just come to your defence there after Gordon's thrown you under the I've got no skills one.
Yeah.
Standing by a traffic light, you know what I mean, waiting to be urinated on by a dog. Yeah. That's what you had him down as. Yeah, he's got a degree. And did you get that degree off your own back?
I did, yes.
Yeah, and were you working long hours at a time and having to squeeze a 3-year degree in?
Yeah, doing college as well. So yeah.
Well done. Yeah, brilliant. So that's good. So
and because of that, he gets to get a side by the side with a laptop.
Yeah.
Probably 3 times more than the person.
I can feel the hate in the comments already.
And a high visibility jacket and trousers. How far did you take your qual? You obviously got apprentices, you're quite keen on their learning. How far did you go?
Through MVQ, the AM2s, the test inspection, and then now moved on to more of the EV things.
And you've collected those quals as well?
Yes.
So, okay, that's a good one for us because we're doing a little bit of learning on this as we go. Lots of learning, I would suggest. Do you learn anything on the course?
Relative stuff, no.
Okay.
Not on EV.
Okay. Do I need to put an isolator on the battery?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell Instagram?
Categorically need one.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, absolutely need an isolator. Yeah, we're not suggesting we're learning on Instagram, but we're certainly looking at Instagram. We're very keen at the minute. We saw lots of isolators not on batteries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some manufacturers are integrating them, some aren't. Yeah, it's really you need to do your homework.
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. The 2 isolators for the strings, do I need those next to my, say, bidirectional inverter?
Depending on, again, brand of isolator, like on IMO, we'll do a 2-string isolator, so you'll commonly see 1 DC isolator next to it, or depending on the brand of the inverter, they may have DC isolators underneath, so incorporated DC. So yeah, very much brand driven.
Okay, so let's say I've got the ability to isolate on my inverter, yet I would be pulling them out live. Would I need isolators by the side of them so I didn't pull them out live?
Yeah, never pull DC under load. Yeah, I think good practice would always be to put your own DC in as well as the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We almost made a video that buried ourselves. We made lots of mistakes, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
We've collected all this lovely information and collated it together. Right, next one is the one for me. I personally don't want any fireboard on the back of mine, okay, cement board or whatever you're calling it, that board that doesn't seem as if it belongs on the structure of the building.
Yeah.
I take it you fit it all the time.
No.
Why not?
I think at personal discretion, I think if that battery was ever to ignite, it'll be the least of your worries. So, yeah.
Does it say in the manufacturer's instructions that you should do it and therefore you're ignoring them?
Some do, some don't.
Okay,
so,
and the stuff you're fitting?
No.
No. That's what we found, didn't we? When we read the instructions and when we were fitting,
Yeah.
we couldn't find any fireboard in there.
No, and I agree with Nick. Yeah, if a battery goes up, it's brown
lithium.
trouser moment and head for the door as quick as possible.
Yeah. Typically, we most of our installs are actually outside, so we tend to use an IP-rated inverter and battery set and keep them outside.
All right, okay. Well, that's a good one, isn't it? So we've filled that meter box up. Now we're filling the area up next to it. Is that
Well,
the idea?
it's a bit, it's a big bit of equipment. So finding a suitable place is difficult. You don't want to be lumping them up into the attics, and it's the ambient temperature that they work best at a steady temperature, not a higher temperature. So keep that efficiency.
And so, did you start in EV, then move into the renewable
Yes.
side? Was that customer driven? Once you've got an EV, you got,
100%.
wow, the electric bill's gone through the roof. What can I do about this?
I would just like to step in there for all those people. What you've got to do is take the bill that you used to have for things like petrol and diesel and take it off your electricity bill and then work out if you're worse off. But they ignore that. It's like my fuel bill was probably £100 a week in our house, easily, even before the crisis came. Yeah. So that's 400. If I only put 200 quid on your electric bill, you're 200 up, I would suggest. But people don't do that, do they?
No.
My electric bill in the old days, we'll go old money here, was, I don't know, £90 a month or whatever it was. That's probably a day now, isn't it? The cap comes in on, when's it? Friday, the new cap comes in, doesn't it? Yeah, with no upper limit, I would imagine. Yep, so again, you've got to take that into consideration, haven't you? Yeah, but people don't, do they?
No.
So that drives them down, they're calling you again.
Yeah, exactly. Return business, we do a lot of EV chargers, and it's just a perfect customer base. We'll, customer driven come back to us, and we'll, actively go out at them and do a nice little discount for an existing EV customer.
Oh, what's that look like?
About 5%. So, yeah, it's pretty healthy.
But it's only as good as the day you give the quote, is it?
Well, it's stock driven again. We had this conversation. Yeah, it's
5%. You got about 25 minutes to agree that. Yeah.
It goes back to 10.
Yeah, nothing's coming down at the minute.
No,
and again, it'd be interesting to see how many people if you're fitting it, great, but personally wanting it. So if you're in you're currently training, but you're slightly older or whatever, are you currently thinking, I am mad not to have had solar and battery, I wish, and now I'm thinking heavily about doing it? Are you thinking about having it, Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Is that a big thing on the commercial ones, though? Is that with energy prices? Obviously, people have put charges in. Oh, because the employers will offer them free charging.
Yeah, there is sort of different arguments to go with that. Some people incorporate tariffs, some people still give out sort of free charging. Some may even just get a sort of 30 or 40% discount, sort of whatever the business want to offer, really.
Right. And how do you manage that? I've put in 10 chargers outside.
Yep.
Yeah. And suddenly I've just had the electric bill and gone, everyone's coming in for free charging. And then...
So it's done really through back office. Sevadis has got their own cloud, so we can manage sort of tariff, and it gives you different statistics, and you can do different tariffs, which obviously it benefits the customer really, and the end user.
We've got that problem here at Lineside Studios at the minute. One of us has a electric vehicle and the rest of the team don't have electric vehicles, and we've installed a commercial three-phase one and yet to work out how to charge our employees for it. So at the minute we're doing it at our discretion. The good employees and owners of eFIXX are allowing this person to currently charge their vehicles, but we may be readdressing that in the future, maybe.
I'm looking forward to vehicle to grid.
Yeah, so you can charge up at work and take it home and run the cooker on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all looking forward to that one for you, Gordy. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, out there stealing the company electricity.
Oh, apparently there's news from Facebook, breaking news on Facebook.
Go on in, we've got 3 people watching.
No, you get live subtitles on it.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to help at times, is it? When we have the under breath bombs that we get now and again.
Yeah. And on the audience asking, so 40% aren't installing EV chargers, 30% thinking about it, and 28% are.
That's
so.
quite
Get on it.
surprising, actually.
It's loads. No, we did obviously Rapid Ross, who your nemesis at the top of the leaderboard.
Oh, yeah.
Or is he?
Or is he? Yeah.
Very, very, very quick he was.
Yeah. He's done loads up where I live, because people have had extensions built and they went back to the electrician who did the rewire or the extension and they said, no, don't do it.
Yeah. But he ricocheted up the street, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Ping, 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 up he went.
Yeah. And guess what now? He's done the EV chargers. And now they're are you doing solar battery? It's just that.
It's such an easy sell.
Yeah.
It really is.
So interesting. So any questions people have got on battery and people are asking about my smart meter. We're not going there.
Oh,
yet.
let's have a little update there. So your car's broke again, and you got your smart meter fitted, so you're a happy bunny.
No, still haven't got a smart meter.
How long's that been? We had its anniversary, and it's over a year, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be now,
It was May, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. The story that keeps on giving.
Yeah, so I think we'll have to contact the Ombudsman again.
You've offset it though, haven't you, now?
Hmm?
You've offset it, haven't you?
What's that?
You charge at work?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% offset. You
Yeah,
got
offset, but that's why I want the vehicle to grid.
Yeah.
Well, vehicle at home would do me.
Yeah.
Shan't be long.
Why don't you just move in? We're building a house in here. Yeah,
Yeah.
full of house. Just a quick one for all of those people that have got somebody in their house that's going to be collecting their GCSE results tomorrow. My son will be wandering up to his school to collect his, and obviously I won't be there to see that moment when that envelope's opened. I might get a call afterwards. I would imagine my phone will be off, so I probably won't get it live. But anyone who's out there and obviously they've got somebody who's going in and maybe that child wants to go on and be an electrician, they're going to use it either to get an apprenticeship or to start their journey into college. Always remember, it's great at that moment in time, but it is only a snapshot. I don't think I've been asked my GCSE results many times since I achieved them, because you want to go on and get the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So if your results aren't exactly what you thought they were going to be for the person that took them, it's just a moment in time as they go again. And if they are fantastic, by all means celebrate it. But again, the people with the grade A GCSEs will have to go on and do A levels. And when you've got great A levels, you go on and do a good degree, and then you keep going and all the rest of it. It's just that first journey. So I wish my son, who's going to be picking his up tomorrow, we've had an interesting journey with my son from 4 years old to getting to GCSEs. And me and my wife were asked in a meeting once when we had to write down our wishes for our children. And my wife reminded me, I don't know, about 6 weeks ago, she said, do you know what we wrote down on our document? I said, I have not got an idea. She said, we wrote down, we hope he gets to GCSEs. And as of tomorrow, he will have got to GCSEs. So well done to my son for getting there. The results are what they are. So yeah, anyone out there, good luck to those people collecting them. But it is only a moment in time, folks.
And he's been working up here?
He has. He's done a lot of hours, didn't he? And I didn't give him all the travelling hours. He only gave him an hour each way.
Yeah. I'd like to say, Finn would like to have you back, and your dad can stay at home.
Yeah, that's it. I'll tell you, Michelle was on that. Yeah. Finn again. And fair play to him. He said about coming up again. He said, well, I can try and get up. He started looking for a part-time job, because obviously, you know, he was like, thinks, I must have to do a part-time job and that. So yeah, there was options. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think being a young person now is more difficult than it's ever been, really, isn't it? You know, I mean, in my day, you know, it was terrible to try and keep me in the house. Now it's, you know, you can't get them out of the house, can you? I mean, it's sort of a different world. So.
I see some proactive youngsters.
Yeah, okay. Well, talking about that, so let's go on. You've got
no. I mean, loads coming in on battery storage.
Go on, let's go there then.
Loads. I mean, are many people using the feed-in tariff when you fit them?
Yes, Octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit tricky on lead times, and yeah, obviously making sure you're MCS.
Yeah.
They need the MCS certification to be
So
able
have
to.
you got the MCS?
Yeah.
So do you have to have it for solar and a separate one for battery?
Not so MCS. The NIC won't cover the battery storage as such. MCS do.
Right.
So yeah, as long as we're an approved contractor by trade, and then we went through the NIC into the MCS.
Right. Okay. Well, it must be worth it. Is it?
Well, yeah, you have to have it. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Paid twice. Another one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bugbear, but yeah.
Lots of people about risks of fire. And I keep seeing this on LinkedIn.
There is a gas boiler somewhere else in your house.
There's a gas and a big tank of petrol in your garage.
There is, yeah. There's plenty of ignitional risk.
I'm trying to find an answer on this. I found Mr. Lithium Battery Fireman on LinkedIn. No, he's an expert. So I'm going to go. I'm trying to get to see him, so we can get a proper answer on stuff. And people say different chemistries do different things.
Yeah, I think a lot of them, if they get pierced and they get exposed to oxygen, some combusts, and then other designs
Oxidised.
Yeah, don't do that. So.
We are lurching to the worst case scenario, though, aren't we? On vehicles, I agree.
Well, your cement board's gone. We've already established that one.
Your 3 coats hanging by the side of it, they've all gone.
Yeah,
but you think, that's great, and obviously understand, you know, at home, everyone's asleep, there is an issue, etc. But there's going to be a lot of cars going up and down, and cars tend to run into each other at times, don't they? I mean, we've all seen that before. I would suggest that's going to be a little bit more of a tactical problem. Yeah.
And Jamie Blayton's in with he remembers his GCSEs.
Is that the torpedo?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
He's got a few E's with his GCSEs.
Yeah.
So E's are good, I've been told.
Yeah, they are good. Yeah. But it's a moment in time. It's not the definitive moment. It's just a moment in time. That's me back in the bad news, I think.
I didn't do fantastically well, but never looked back. So.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's just one of them, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Zak did, you see, because he got a laptop and
a
white van.
I didn't actually. My GCSEs weren't very good, actually, if I'm being honest. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, this goes back to your apprentices. But I'd like to think, and I've been struggling going up and down the country. We start again in September. We go live again. Me and Marcus go live in September for a live stream, which I want electricians to join us at lunchtime, which is dedicated for apprentices. That's the one thing I struggle with. People allegedly want to do something. So I understand at school, especially my son being a great example, he had to go until a certain point before you can leave. But for those people that were in that situation, then decide to do something else, okay, and they say, I really want to be something. Let's go electrician, it's easier for us. I want to be an electrician. And then they cut and paste the effort they didn't put in at school into maybe a course, if they haven't got an apprenticeship, on a full-time course, and they tackle it in exactly the same way, bar the following phrase. They often don't hear the words homework. So I can't believe their luck. They're like, they get to the end of a day and they're like, nothing to do.
Yeah.
And they go away and they do nothing, and then they get to the next day, and then they get to a whole week and they're like, they've not asked me to do anything away, and instead of going, this is something I really want to do, so when I get home I'm going to read a book, going to watch a video, I'm going to research this, I'm going to use the internet, I'm going to make myself better. They just cut and paste the effort they put into school and do less.
Yeah.
And you can't believe, you think, I wanted to do this. Well, if you wanted to do it, surely put a bit more effort in. Struggling is probably the wrong word, because obviously I taught for 19 years, but if you want to do something, do it. If you don't want to do it, do something else.
Yep.
Find something you really want to do.
Yeah.
You got any hobbies? Do you do anything away from work?
Yeah, keen motorcyclist.
Right, okay, you're keen to do that when you do it. Do you,
Well,
you
when
get
I
a
have
real
time.
do you get a real buzz?
Yeah,
road bike or off-road?
Adventure bikes.
That makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it?
So,
When we're thinking about the fastest times currently on a race wall,
there's a path we've identified.
make sure you stay tuned for
Zach,
that one.
you're on that motorbike?
No motorbike. I've got a mountain bike. I haven't been out on it for a while, but when I can, I will try and get out.
Yeah. Where do you live?
Shropshire.
There's the mountains around there.
There's a slight incline, I think, up to the chip shop where the traffic lights are. Yeah,
that's about right.
Yeah.
Cannock Chase is normally a good one.
Yeah, but again, it comes back to that. Do your lads seem keen?
Yeah, they've been
That'd be
fantastic.
nice enough. If you were in charge of my learning, I would suggest you look like me if I was 17, don't you? Whereas you get that thing turned up as your mentor, you think, wow, my granddad's younger than him.
No, they're a pivotal part of the business. They really are.
They're the future.
Yeah, exactly that. And I think our best guys are the guys who come through the business.
Right.
Without a doubt. So it's a testament to the skills that we've got in-house.
But failing at college from the point of view they do not fulfil the skills that you need.
No, they definitely don't.
Okay.
The curriculum that they cover is,
So we've got the incandescent lamps, the choke fluorescent light fittings for a better power factor correction. I know because we've taught it, but it doesn't change. It'll take another 15, 20 years to get close.
It's very similar for the solar courses that they go through. It's so backdated. It's quite frightening, really. Nothing on DC, hybrids, battery storage. It's quite poor.
But that's changing, isn't it? As that new apprenticeship's coming out.
It is. But again, let's be honest. What I don't want to see, and you have a drawing on the wall. This is your bi-directional inverter. We have a drawing at the bottom. This is a battery. We'll use some fake pen-like leads to connect them together and draw an isolator. That's my big fear, that they don't actually get the kit. So to start with, the staff have got to upskill. That's a big thing to be released in time to be able to do that. They really need to get on site to see it firsthand. But then to have the kit in a college, and it's great. Let's say they do get the kit. I would imagine in 3 years' time that kit's going to be way out of date, because if you go 3 years, so they're going to be stuck with the original kit. Is what I would say on that one.
Yeah, it's quite. We've seen it every 6 months. It's the industry is moving so quickly. The technology is moving on, and even the manufacturers. I'm sure, like the EV chargers that are coming through are getting more intelligent.
Are we a pain now? Because this is me back to wanting people to do more for colleges. Have you been into your college and done a little one-day skills course with them?
We've donated an EV charger
Brilliant.
into the branch. We've had a little Welsh government kind of meeting. Meet the apprentices, meet the college. But we could do more. I agree.
Okay.
We could do more.
I'll just rephrase the question. Have you been into college for a day to pass on your knowledge?
No.
That would be a great day.
Yeah.
I mean, so we go in for a day, don't we? We often do. I get a really early and often do the evening class as well. And you can do so much in a day. You don't do as much as you want, but you do so much in a day. But for you to go in, maybe you just took a little video clip from work, or you brought a bit of kit in to have an hour session with several different groups. I know it means you've got to give another day up, but even the staff will get a lot out of that.
Yeah, definitely, and it'll bring on the next generation.
And again, not that you were moaning, because that's the wrong words, but you said the college wasn't meeting your needs. Well, let's see if we can go back the other way and bring your skill set to the college to actually give it back. And we always look to have people like yourselves come into colleges and they will bite your arm off if you offer it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something to consider.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Right.
And if you do, let us know on socials.
I'd be
and
talking
text
the
it.
college up for some EV chargers in the car park as well.
Well, now's the time with the grant as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, all of a sudden now it's a win-win, isn't it? It's I'll give you half an hour. I'll wander in the workshop, just mention EV as I wander out the inside. I'll do a swipe
Push
for
the
you.
new quad in.
The quad would work well.
Got all these quads in the car park, we're sorted.
Yeah, and again, I'm sure.
Practical,
Sure, Mark-
on-site experience.
Yeah, the fabric of the building. Again, those people that have managed to get this late into it, I know we go long now, and obviously we sort of ramble on at the end of these things. But again, if you've got a certain set of skills and you can give yourself half an hour a day at a college, I know it's difficult. It's easy to say, yeah, I'll think about doing it, oh, I'll do it. It's an amazingly rewarding experience to be able to go in and just pass on some knowledge. Remember, you're an expert, may know nothing, and that goes for the staff as well. It's not as if you're going to be sat down and asked to do, some trigonometry you don't remember, or calculate neutral current. You're actually there as a guest.
It's a difficult industry, isn't it? It moves so fast, and if you're not in it day in, day out, then it's a challenge.
You do contractor support, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
You're at the end of the telephone line when it.
Yeah, so just sort of the education round sort of EV, the mechanical side of it, putting the power cables to the chargers, that's sort of a given. Everyone can sort of do that, but it's the educational piece around sort of the networking, and the load balancing side, and especially what sort of, our charger or other chargers out there can sort of compete with, really.
But again, if you went in and did a little masterclass, okay, it's hard, isn't it? But if you did that load balancing, you set yourself up a little 25-minute and then questions.
Yeah.
That'd be a new thing. That would blow people's mind. We've got this installation here. We can call it whatever you like. It's drawing this much. You've got your EV charger here, and the fuses are this size. Well, what's going to happen when I turn them all on? Well, and then just explain your kit. And to you, it's simple. Absolutely simple. To the lecturing staff potentially, but certainly the learners, it's like, wow, that's clever.
I know on the sort of contractor side, with we do sort of training sessions, and it's very well received. Sort of more on the load balancing and the networking side, because it's sort of still fairly sort of new, the EV sort of sector, especially as EV moves on. Technology advances, so it's not just an EV charger that's charging a car. You've got obviously different back offices, and then different capabilities. So it's all about the educational piece, really.
Yeah. But again, everyone's got skills. Everyone's got skills, and social media is full of we'd like the next generation to be better. Keep making AM2 and AM2S easier, and all the rest of it. Well, as people, like your Mark Allisons of this world, take ownership of that and give up half a day or a day, just once. Just go in and give it a go, and then you can put it on your CV, your personal CV, and say, well, I did that. I went into a college. God, it was horrendous. Yeah, nobody listened to me, or I went in there and they were eating out the palm of my hands. I got Stephen Hurrell in, didn't I? He works with us. Yeah, he came into my college and he did a speech, and this is not blowing smoke up him or anything like that. We had the entire workshop full as he went through, effectively something he probably practiced before, but quite an inspiring chat to the learners. And at the end of it, one of the learners that we'd never connected with that much came up to us and went, wow, that's sunk home to me. And moving forward, he was a different lad and he got an apprenticeship. But up until that moment, he hadn't had that key moment, and he was like, oh, you know what, Neil? I'm not very good with names, am I?
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
I think the technology as well is more engaging now. It's all become app-driven, smartphones. All of our guys carry iPads. The commissioning side, especially the chargers. It's from what the college are teaching them. I think you can engage. You probably have a better audience to engage with from the techie side of the industry.
It's just about making the whole experience easier, more efficient, which essentially is time saving, and people have got more time to install more, really. So
yeah. So there you go, Nick. That's a challenge. So hopefully, when we meet up again, because we see each other regularly, I'll ask you again. Just say, have you sort of touched that base with the college? Go to your own college.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the same? Are they working out the same when you trained at?
Yes. Teakall College and Swansea.
Well, you come back as a hero.
Can you imagine?
Well, you do.
The red carpet will be out by your lunch.
Yeah. Any of the staff taught you, because you look like you're 10
there.
minutes
I
out?
I still know some of are still lecturing there. So yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Been for many years now. Probably 10, 12 years.
Oh, how the time drifts past.
Long time.
Yeah. Didn't have computers when Gordon went.
Speaking of age, Gary, there's been a few comments in here about your tools, actually. It suggests you could take them on Antiques Roadshow.
Absolutely.
That's going to be a great idea for a video.
I mean, they all look like the right tools, but they're a mess of a toolkit.
This is what
I've got some
Faraday
brilliant,
used.
but that's why when we get like a pouch in with the screwdrivers out, and I pestered the people at We Have at that trade show, didn't I? Until they gave me a set, and they gave me, oh man, it's just lovely. It's just like wow.
And Mrs. Hayes is in the comments. While you're sorting the tools out in the garage, can you sort out all the other rubbish in the garage?
I mean, our garage is heaving, and a lot of that stuff from when we early started up. I've got, you remember we did like the shark gel review and all that. I've got all the associating rubbish that went. Remember the sockets we did. Me and Joe in the early days, we took the sockets to its limits.
Yeah.
So we did. I think we took 6 or 7 sockets, including dropping them from a height. So we did that. We did all talks, and I think we spent 6 weeks, 6 Fridays producing this content. And did it go down on social media? Gordon?
No, I didn't release that one.
Didn't release that one.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that one.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was
I think you're a bit too thorough on the sockets.
yeah, we destroyed a few socket outlets, but those broken sockets. If you ask me for them, I reckon they're in there.
You could just take them down the tip.
Yeah, I know, but that's how bad the garage is.
Yeah.
Yeah, early 2019 broken socket outlets from eFIXX are staying with the stickers on, with the makes. I could dig those out, couldn't I? Name and shame a few brands in there.
We've probably relaunched them. There's a budget range now or something like that. So.
Yeah, 1 or 2 premium ones. Screws are like toffee.
Yeah.
So, any questions in there? We're going to dig through.
That's a lot. I mean, a lot of people interested. EV, solar. All we've got.
Do you think it's moved everyone off smart? Do you think the smart thing's still there? Don't get me wrong. People are still doing cracking full smart installs in cinema rooms and that, but it's not the focus for me now. No. I'm running Cat 6 everywhere and making fancy mood lighting switches. I'd want to I want to get the free energy in first before I get lights that put me in the mood.
It's in everyone's mind at the moment, the current state we're in from energy. So.
Well, look at where we are. Yeah, challenging times in the economy.
Yeah.
What can you do? Some people will try and save money, which obviously means spend it on solar.
Yeah.
If you can move to EV, you move to EV. A lot of people lease the cars, so it's kind of swap and one. But for me, this is the escape route for the electrical industry, isn't it?
Yeah.
If residential installs are going to go down, solar should be going up. So if it was me and if I was my own business and I was reliant on the domestic sector, I'd be all over solar, EV, PV.
Yeah, it opens so many doors.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
And even into industry for commercial,
Yeah.
Because watch out, he might be EV Wales now, but he's come across the border.
Oh, yeah?
Let them out.
Oh, you ventured across this time. You like the look of it, did you? See
Yeah,
lots of
that's
houses with no solar on it. You're thinking
Yeah.
this is the right pickings here.
Yeah,
Would you
one
say
of
Wales ahead? Because we obviously saw the Park Erin project, which blew me away. My wife hopefully is coming, we still haven't had that confirmed, but I'm going to the Big Hole in Wales.
Boreholes, he means.
Boreholes.
It's not like, there's not a big hole in the middle of Wales, and Gary's got to look
I'm
at
going to
it.
go and look into a big hole. I'm going to make the most boring video known to man. Everyone's going, yeah, mate, every week. So I'm allegedly going to see, the thermal earth, aren't I? Drill a hole, hopefully, but it hasn't been confirmed. We're running out of time on that one. But it goes back to, my wife wants to come with me because when I said about the Park Erin project, she was like, well, that's exactly what we want, isn't it? I said, well, your house just does everything for yourself. Well, why can't we go there? And I was like, well, because the kids can't, they wouldn't be. But I think she's quite keen to see something that does everything for you.
Yeah, there's some exciting projects in Wales.
Well, they seem to be ahead.
Yeah, definitely. There's a recent development going on with the Sonnen batteries. It's called the Sonnen Community, where each battery will be on one grid supply, and they're basically sharing battery capacity.
Right.
So house A can share it with house D, and they can. It's a micro grid of its own. So if one's got a big demand and they're all talking to each other through AI, it's really, really clever. So.
Wow. We think we've just banged in a few rough EV chargers on new builds with it. We're all over it, and we're in England.
13 amp socket with EV engraved on it. That's what we're doing, Eric.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I was immensely. But I think it helped though because the Cero group that were there were brilliant with us as well, weren't they? We had some really good times with Kieran and the team down there. So that was a project. And again, not now, but there is a video on the channel. There's several in the videos down there on looking at that project.
Yeah, no. Well, it's the first time we got that one. Yeah, that was a combined battery across the whole site. It was way ahead of. Yeah, we're still talking about it on this side of the border, and here you go, people moving in.
So I think the UK struggles a little bit because there's so many network providers, whereas some of the European countries maybe have one or two, so where you can't send power back down an EDF line and then take it back on a N power or an Eon power. So that's why you've got to be in that.
That one again.
Yeah, that's forward thinking, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's challenges, but we are overcoming them.
So. It sounds like a great project.
Yeah, it does.
Well, there you go, Gary. We have done 1.5 hours.
Oh, we? Okay. All right. Don't use exiting words though, because we might go into another 20 minutes yet. So, yeah, it's good. So, yeah, as always, how many are on? We're down to 10?
No, that's still 82 people.
Thank you very much.
The rest we could go for hours.
Yeah, we could. And we do like this, don't we? We do like going live. We thank, I guess we like to thank Zak. And we
No
like to
problem.
thank someone who's called Nick, allegedly. Yeah.
Neil.
Neville.
Neil, Neville.
Yeah, so it goes on by so many other names when
Yes,
we go through.
so many aliases.
Gary?
Yeah, so what's that?
The speaker camera.
Yeah, we're going to bring them in.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here we go. Would you like to say hello, folks? Your mics are on.
Yeah, Sultana's doing the social media there. Yeah. That's it.
That's it. Absolutely brilliant. We do it for their enthusiasm, don't we? We'll just bring on the... Oh, they're not doing anything. So, yeah, thank you. We're back in 2 weeks. There's nothing going to stop us in the way of that in 2 weeks' time?
No, I don't think so.
No, look out for social media from what the subject is. Allegedly, this weekend, we're bringing out the video on the Makita kettle. Okay, so make sure you do check that one out. If nothing else, it's fun, isn't it? I would suggest we let ourselves go a little bit in this one, don't we?
I'll race it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm having it. I'm going to go with the fridge.
How come you got the fridge? Hang on a second.
Yeah.
The fridge is all right.
Yeah, well, the rumour has it you were trying to hanker after the fridge.
No, I want to empty my one at home, so I thought it'd just help me out for when it was blistering hot, I wanted to sort my fridge out. I thought, oh, I'll take that
From
one.
your fridge?
Well, it's just got a little bit of ice build up in there.
Well, it's not frost free. Is it like your telly?
No,
is
it is.
Is it like your...
It is frost free, but I've got things
Well,
called...
does it
No.
sound
Let's see what I mean. We weren't ending it words. I've got children, yeah, and it's always the last 15 mil, they can't shut the door.
Right.
So it could, all frost-free ones, if you don't shut the door,
Yeah.
they go and go. Our kids can't shut the fridge door.
Yeah, right.
They can open it. Oh boy, can they open it. They must have fridges in every classroom, that's what I reckon.
Right.
Because every 15 minutes during the 6-week summer holidays, our fridge door's open.
Yeah.
So they must have them in classrooms.
It's got loads of ice.
Well, a small block in one corner. I just want to get rid of it.
Like that episode of Time Team when they're going there.
Yeah.
Like, got Geo-Fizz in here.
I'm chipping away at it. I think, God, found some never seen before peas or something. Just bashing away in there. No, it's the kids can't shut the fridge door for some reason.
Right.
It's a nightmare. Every time you go there, it's just not quite shut.
Right.
And of course, that causes it a problem.
Yeah, and you were big and Finn up earlier on. Now you've just dissed him
I
down.
didn't suggest it was Finn.
Yeah.
Might be the other one in the house, won't it? yeah. So, yeah. She won't be watching tonight. She's got a brand new bed. She's on holiday at the minute. She's got a brand new bed to come home for. Electric
Just
bed.
ruined that surprise as well.
She'll never watch this. She'll never watch this. That's all good. So we thank you. We're back in 2 weeks. We'd like to thank our guests. We'd like to thank Zak. We'd like to thank somebody who reckons his name's Nick, even though he's been calling himself Neil all evening. Yeah, okay. We obviously had the legend that is Gordon Rowledge as well. We'd also like to thank, as always, the great people that support this. We'd like to thank Wago, Doncaster Cables, Lewden Palazzoli. We'd like to thank My Energy and Marshall Toughlegs. Who else would like to thank? Well done, yes. So that's better when you're looking, isn't it?
Well,
yeah, they're on the board in front of you.
20 things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, I look
And
tall.
Bola
I like this one. I look taller now, don't I? You look a lot shorter than me. We've got some height issues coming up in several videos coming up as well on the channel. So please make sure you check them out. And as always, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.